Hey guys, it's Emily here and welcome to Journal Engineer. In this video we're going to do our journal for 2024. So we're going to draw an air balloon theme. I'm gonna do this theme for the first time. However, I've seen several creators on Pinterest and Instagram do it as well. So let's do our try. Before we begin, here you can see my May theme. It was bee themed with yellow, much yellow, and of course I like to have contrast between my themes, and that's why this month I tried with blue. So I open up brand new pages, and as you know, for 2024 I do almost the same style cover page. I mean, I have a frame on the right and calendar on the left, and I just decorate them in different ways. So here is gonna be almost the same as we did in the other months, but we're gonna have an air balloons. I'm starting with the frame. This is something that I do each month, but this time I'm gonna do some clouds here and there, and in the middle I'm going to do the air balloon. So the thing about drawing balloons is that they're not that hard to be done, but you have a lot of things to mess up, because the balloons, if you want to do them detailed, I mean, not just like a semicircle and a basket beneath it, you have a lot of perspective to consider. However, I'm going to simplify this. So we have a shape, like this drop-like shape of an air balloon, which I basically do by drawing a circle and then drawing two lines so they can merge somewhere where is the basket. So the air balloons have those sections, as you can imagine, which when inflated are a bit bulky when you see them from outside. That's why when I do the lines, I start each separating line of a section a bit higher than the main shape, which kind of gives the same perspective as you draw a pumpkin. It's basically the same. From art perspective, I truly think that pumpkin and air balloons are the same thing. So yeah, if you have watched my Halloween themes, you have an advantage here in drawing the air balloon. So the lines that I drew are not that much, they're like 5 or 6, and I make them a bit of overlapping. Like, I imagine the first section is right in front of me, and the next one is near me, and the next one is a little bit behind the last one. So yeah, that's how I basically drew the balloon. And also I add a line in the middle, because this line is like my savior line. It is just a decoration, but if I mess somehow the perspective of the balloon, this line can help me fix the stuff, so it's kind of like savior line. I have a cheat sheet here. So about the small balloons, I'm not going to do them that much detailed. I'm going to have as an accent only my main balloon, but they're gonna be like a decoration on the side. Then I start doing the clouds. So I'm gonna have two clouds that are appearing outside of the frames, so I can merge them with the rest of the page, and the other clouds I want to have them inside the frame. This is basically just how I like to play with the frame, so it can appear as a window, but not exactly. It's like the world that I'm drawing outside of this window. This frame is coming at me, and I really like the look of this. And basically, after I release the pencil, this is all we do with the drawing, and I start doing the coloring. So about the coloring, my main color is gonna be light blue, because I don't know why, a sky, like a sky blue. And about the balloons, I'm going to choose 2 or 3 colors that I'm gonna stay with them, because I don't want to make my page that much colorful. I just really like to stay with not monochromical look, but like to not have each color that you can imagine of. So yeah, that's why I decide to use only a certain colors. I start with coloring the clouds. I color them only on the edge, because I don't want to overdo the page with colors, as I said. And then I start coloring the balloons inside. I'm going to use this kind of light purple color, and I'm gonna have a bit of layering. So first I add the first layer of this color, then I add the red as a more diverse color here, and then I start adding a second layer. So the second layer is not something that I will cover the entire balloon with. I'm gonna cover only where the sections of, we talked about sections earlier in this video. I'm gonna cover with it only when I imagine to have a shadow. So basically this is how I do shadows. It's a really lazy way, but I guess it's working. I mean, in one of my engineering classes, I got a teacher who told me that the best solution is the simplest one that works. So yeah, this works and I think it's great. I continue with the coloring of the small balloons. As I said, they're not that detailed, so I'm not gonna cover them here. I mean, you just pick a color and just put a dot somewhere there and a line, that's all. And of course, I add some dot work because I truly like to differentiate the frame in this way with the rest of the page, and I think that this is just my style for this year. And yeah, with this I think that the right page is ready, guys. I think I'm mastering the art of doing beautiful spreads, but relatively easy and fast spreads, which is really important for busy people. So yeah, for now we leave the right page and we go on the left page where we're going to do our calendar. As always, if you have been following this channel in a while, you know I started my spreads by doing like a mini podcast with more information about the theme that I was doing. For example, if I was doing something about the plants, I was talking about certain plant, and if I was doing something with bears, I was going to talk something about bears. So yeah, today I decided that I'm gonna talk more about air balloons and what the no sensor for this world. I mean, I'm truly amazed about them. And also my fiance, yes, I'm engaged, by the way. I haven't mentioned that, guys, but yes, I'm engaged. This is story for another time, I guess. Next time I'm gonna talk more about this in July. However, my fiance is an aerospace engineer, so he also told me some impressive stories how air balloons are basically flying nonsense. I decided to go into the rabbit hole and read a lot about them recently, and wow, I mean, 4 centuries ago people decided just okay, let's try to fill this thing with hot air and try to make it fly and be dependent entirely on the weather. So I was living in this light thinking that air balloons are actually adequate way to go from point A to point B, but it looks like no, it's exactly the opposite. If you start looking at the history of air balloons, okay, let me start somewhere around 18th century. Two French inventors make an air balloon. At first, you know, they thought about hydrogen, as this is the most lightest element on the planet that we know. But unfortunately, at this point of the time, you know, 18th century, hydrogen was not something that you miraculously meet on the street and take it home with you. So it was basically pretty expensive to have big amount of that. And this is for a good reason, like, listen to the end of the story. So they decided, okay, what's gonna happen if we fill this balloon not with hydrogen, but with hot air? Which was right suggestion, but somewhere the logic just disappeared, probably. So apparently they did this a bit hot air balloon, and the first balloon was made from something like a paper, which is, can you imagine that? I mean, you put something really flammable above fire. It was kind of miraculously that they did 20 minutes of a flight. However, they almost got on fire in the air, so I think it was this close to the disaster. However, the human inventions didn't stop here, and a few decades later, another inventor tried for the first time the hydrogen balloon, and I have no idea how familiar you are with chemicals and all elements that are met on Earth, but hydrogen doesn't go well also when a flame or a spark is involved as well. It's basically a hydrogen bomb. I mean, it's flying hydrogen bomb, and people somehow didn't explode one. Oh wait, no, we have those here. Yeah. Anyway, this is far in the future, so we're going back again to the air balloons. And the thing is that when you're in an air balloon, you're entirely dependent on the weather. I have no idea how people and some of the engineers decided, okay, let's try to cross the English Channel. What? What did you say? I mean, basically they died. That's what happened. Speaking now, I don't think that I should be that judgmental about them, because at the end today we have airplanes, we can go as fast to one place to another than our ancestor basically imagined. Yeah, I guess this is what happens when people don't have TikTok and scrolling and they're basically risking their lives. This is truly a brief hilarious history of the air balloons. We still have them for fun. We had them back then even more, but we had a few massive explosions here and there. And here we are nowadays, just drawing them in our journals. I guess this is where the evolution took us. And talking about the journal, we just finished the cover page. I told you guys it's really quick. Ooh. And also the balloon that I did on the left page is kind of disaster. So really quick, this is what happens when you overdo with the covers, guys. Don't do that. I mean, if you can avoid that, just avoid it. So yeah, guys, I guess we're ready with our cover page. If you like this video so far, don't forget to give it a like or even subscribe to the channel. I'll be more than happy to have you here and talk with you about the hydrogen bombs. So here we have the trackers page. It's not something impressive, it's something that I do every month, but this time I decorated a lot. And I think that clouds, if you want to do something really easy, just do something with the clouds. You just need 1 or 2 clouds and this shade of blue, and basically you have a spread. I mean, why I haven't invented that, I don't know, 10 years ago? It would save me hours of doing spreads. Something that I'm going to change is basically the happiness log from square is more, now it's more elongated because I want to try this new look. I'm gonna have again goals, brain dump, resolution, and basically all the things that I have every time. However, I have this feeling that for July I'm gonna have a different tracker page. I don't know why. I feel like I don't like my trackers at the start of the month, and I would rather do them weekly, which is a new thing for me, by the way, because I truly like to see my entire month in one place. But sometimes I truly forget to turn this page, and when I forget them a few days, I start to be demotivated, and this is how we go into the rabbit hole of not doing the trackers entirely. And also the happiness log. Actually, I haven't done my happiness log for the last 2 days. Yes, guys, this is what I'm talking about. I just remember. So yeah, after I finish with my trackers, I continue with my weekly spreads. If you remember, for the last 2 months, like for May and for April, I didn't have that much of a decorated spreads because I felt like I need to empty my head of all those decorations, because I was, I have this YouTube channel and I also like decorations in general, and sometimes I was filling my pages with stuff that I don't need only because it looked beautiful, but at the end I was not using it. That's why this May I decided to just gonna do my weekly fields and nothing more. I mean, I truly did only 7 fields for each of the days, and I left the half of the pages empty, so throughout the week I can see what fields I need and to fill them. For example, I'm gonna post a picture here, my YouTube video tracker. This is something that I did recently, so on my work we're doing tutorials for the products that we're producing, and I was the one voiceovering and basically doing the entire editing, because obviously I have some experience, although it's truly amateur and not professional at all. But I was the only one experienced, so I needed to do the videos, and that's why I did this table, and it was lovely. It helped me so much to be organized and to know which video on what stages. Thinking about that, if I didn't have that space on this specific week, I wouldn't do it, and I still was gonna do the videos, but it's different when I have everything in my journal. So it was truly helpful to have those rest months. That was my main point, that sometimes when you need rest from all the decoration, you should have it. And now I'm back again, and I can't wait to do decorations for this month. Basically what I decided to do is again to have the weekly fields, because inside I'm writing my personal tasks, my work tasks, basically my mind goes there. And also I have my weekly goals. I think this field is too big, I don't have that much goals, but I guess I'm gonna fill it with something. I also have my to-do field, and as you can see, I'm leaving a huge space on the right page. So if in the middle of the week I need some field that, of course, I need to draw, I can have the space to draw it in this week, which is awesome. I've been doing this for more than 2 years, of course. I don't know why I'm so excited, but I'm excited. And I also put these lovely stamps about my reading and also my favorite movie of the week. I feel awesome. I think this is one of my favorite spreads for this year, not only because I do it for the first time, but because it was easy and it turned out pretty nice for the time that I invested. Altogether, the entire spread took me to do like 1 hour and something. Of course, you see it like sped up here, but it took me like 1 hour or something, which is not that much. I had spreads that took me like 4 hours or 6 hours, which is truly insane. So yeah, guys, thank you for staying till the end. I truly appreciate that, and thank you for being here. I guess we're gonna see each other next month around the same time. So yep, see you there. Until then, don't forget to stay on the sunny side.